It's just like me coming back stronger than ever because I've been through a lot for the past 2 years. I'm about to be riding a dragon. Don't tell nobody. Hey guys, it's your girl Shenseea and you're watching Billboard News.
Hey, it's Tetris with Billboard News. I am being blinded by the star power today from my girl Shenseea.
This is the original side chick song. Me open up my feelings for your next girl, man. Look in the mirror, say, bitch, I'm the best, 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 best. Yeah, hit and run. Miggy, yeah, hit and run.
You picked a great time to come by.
Yes.
Your new album is about to come out very soon.
Yes,
Never gets
sir.
late here. How you feeling?
I'm feeling really good, you know? I'm excited. It's my second project. So a little bit nervous, but because you set the tone with the first one and you should always try to beat the first one. So it's a little bit pressuring, but I'm still excited and just going with it nonetheless.
Well, let's talk about the title first. Never Gets Late Here. What is that referencing?
It means to me, timeless music. You can put on this album and it just never gets old, It's pretty deep and I love timeless music. That's the type of music that I grew up on and that's the type of music I think that lasts and really inspires great artists to come. And I want to be able to do that as well because I've been inspired by many great artists. So
That's a great goal to set out on.
yes.
And what would you say are the overall themes of the project?
Well, it's the year of the dragon, as you know. And the dragon has been my logo from the very start of my career. It represents strength, and I'm half Asian as well, so I think it's authentic to me. And this year, I'm going to be like bringing you into this world where it's more nature, it's more serenity, it's so calm. You just relax and you just vibe and listen to great music.
See, I like that you said the serenity, and you talked about how you've been through a lot the last 2 years. So Alpha came out in 2022, so that's been 2 years. So how would you say your life has changed in those 2 years that makes this project different than Alpha?
It makes it different because I've had to maneuver between my sound and trying to find the right direction of where I actually want to take my career next. Because I'm not an artist where I want to be doing the same thing over and over again. I want to represent in a way where it's still Shenseea, I'm keeping it authentic, but you don't get bored. It's not the same thing as you've heard on Alpha. So it's been pretty challenging because I've done so many songs, just trying to figure out the right pitch and the right vibe and the right tone of what I want to set next. And so it has just been a lot on my mental health. I've been just changing over and over, doing different vibes and not sticking with, I make a decision today and change it tomorrow. So it has been pretty challenging where that has been concerned, but I'm more confident now. I have more chutzpah. It's here, so let's hope for the best now.
And you said you're more confident now. So
Yes.
when do you know, this track is finished, this album is done, it's in the book?
When I have no more changes to make, I can sit and I listen to it over 10 times and I'm satisfied.
I pray one day somebody keep your company.
Well, let's talk about some of the tracks on the album. I want to go through them. So Hit and Run, you put out back in January.
Yes, sir.
And it was all about, that big accident you had where you left them in the street. I'm just messing with you. But the single was obviously about being trapped in a relationship.
Yes.
So why did you feel like that was the first offering you wanted to put out?
I feel like I always speak through my music to stuff that women are shy to speak on. You need them to feel empowered, and I've always given that in my music. Like even Rebel. Some women, they feel how they feel, but I feel like the pressure of the society that we're living in these days, it's just like, it's hard to speak up. Me as an artist, I'm the voice, and I'm supposed to speak for other people and supposed to empower them and make them feel confident and speak however they feel. Doesn't matter who is watching or who is judging. If that's you and it relates to you, you live in your truth. And Hit and Run is just a song about being not locked down and trapped, as you say. And I think a lot of women can relate to that these days because relationships are so hard, especially in these times. You try to settle with somebody and then they end up disappointing you or embarrassing you. Worst.
People be embarrassing people these
So,
days.
yeah, so I really feel like as much as we all would love to have a happy ending, it's hard to find these days and you just gotta have fun for now until the right one comes.
And that's a no for me.
Also, you had Massacre and Die Genius on the song.
The
so
Genius, yeah.
How did you decide to use those collaborators?
Well, The Genius and I have been working for a long time. We have a couple of songs that we've done together in the past, and this is our third that's out. And he was pretty excited about the song. We did that in LA. and it was supposed to be a solo song. I was supposed to drop another song first, and it didn't get to come out because we have had a lot of stuff going on behind closed doors, so it couldn't get to drop. But before that, I've turned this song into a collaboration because I was like, my first song should be a solo, and then the second song should come out as a collaboration, something that people would love, would never expect. And so Masika and I have been trying to get one for years because we've both been in the industry for some time, and we're like, you know, we're real friends. We have to get one together. And we just didn't mesh until I let him hear Hit and Run, and he was like, yo.
This the one.
The first line, he was like, this is the hit. This is a hit. This is it. He did not hear anything else. He was like, I don't need to hear anything else. This is it. So I put him on it, and he tore it up and released it, and boom.
And now we're gonna talk about Never Never, which is gonna be the next like introduction to the album. So why did you feel like this was the next representation of the full project?
I love Never Never. Never Never is one of my absolute favorites. It's something that I can really relate to. I think that people and all my fans look at me like a strong, confident woman, and this was a situation that I got trapped in where it broke down my self-confidence. It made me a bit insecure. It made me have anxiety. It's like you can never see it ending no matter how many times you try to leave, you know, it's just still here. You know, and over time, as you know, when it's the right time to go, then we, set apart when God says. But I've never been in a situation like that, and I think this one is the one that speaks to me the most from my whole album because it was so traumatic for me, and I've never been through it. I've always been like, F that man, F that nigga, get that man, like we don't care. So for me to meet this person, it was just like, whoa, how do you break down this strength and putting me in a position where I feel like I have to build back from the ground is insane. I never could see myself in a certain position, but it happened, and this is the one where it's like a real story. It's so real, and I know that so many women can relate to it, but I could never do a song like that for them before because I've never been through it.
And I like that you actually said that because like a lot of times artists can take something that maybe they haven't been through, but you want the music to be authentic
of course.
To you, so you didn't tell this story until it happened to you.
Until it happened. I couldn't tell it. I could not tell it. I've never been through it. So it's like, girl, just get up. That is me just looking down on another woman and be like, just stand up. But me being down there and be like, whoa, it's not that easy. It gave me a whole different perspective, and I was like, whoa, let's just take our time.
Well, now that you've been on the other side, when you used to tell somebody just stand up, what advice would you give to somebody in like a toxic relationship now?
Be patient with yourself, and try to draw your hand out of a lion's mouth slowly.
Okay, patience.
Yeah.
You're teaching lessons today, Shenseea.
Trust me, I learned them. I've learned all the lessons.
Well, now we got to talk about loyalty.
Yes.
Because see, the key lyrics in loyalty, I love my man and he loves me. You are the love of my life. No other one to you. So I think some feelings have changed around.
Yeah. No. I've done that. I did that song quite a while back, but I know what that feels like. So I wrote that. I know what that feels like. I know how to feel like, oh, this is the one, you're the one, this is that, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of women can relate to as well. So that one wasn't as hard for me.
Because it's like opposite of obviously what hit and run mean and what kind of like the other songs stand for.
But I never said I was in a relationship when I'm hitting and running though.
No, okay, excuse me.
I never said that. I'm just saying,
And would you say Loyalty is one of your favorite songs on the album?
Loyalty is one of my likable songs. One of my favorite is Faithful.
And why does Faithful speak to you?
Because I'm faithful until you give me bun. Until you cheat on me, then I'm not faithful anymore. But and I'm gonna let it known. It's either I'm gonna leave you or you're gonna get it right back as a Libra. Sorry.
Okay.
And I'd rather to leave because I'd rather to leave. I don't even have time. But if I don't leave, you just know what is up,
And we still got our classic Shenseea in there too. We got the dance hall, of course,
yes.
with Flavor. It's a good time of party song. Did you feel like that was something you needed to make sure your fans got from this album?
Yes, it's a bit more on the pop side, and I integrated some dancehall accent in it as well. So that's what I think makes it so unique. And I want my listeners to hear this track and be like, yo, this reminds me of food because this girl is always cooking. So it's still authentic too. It's all about the flavor. Like nobody can complain about that because it's still authentic.
You say it's like a pop song, so how do you feel like you approach genres when you're creating these songs and you're thinking about like, will it fit on this project? Can I mess with this sound or this sound?
I actually just create freely. Afterwards, we decide. you know? I'm not trying to go in. I used to do that, and it made stuff so much more complicated because you're thinking too much when you're creating, and you can't do that. You just have to feel. So these days, I'm like, let's just create. Whatever comes out, comes out. You know, if it makes a project, it makes a project. If it doesn't, oh well.
Make me feel
I feel like I learned a lot on today. You're teaching me things.
True.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna have a book called Shenseea's Advice. I'm just gonna go by that.
light up the place like dynamite. When me start wine on me body tonight.
Let's talk a little bit about your career and kind of like where you got started. So did you always know you wanted to be a singer?
Always knew. I mean, these days now though, it's just like, so nobody couldn't tell me said this. It comes with a lot more than the fun times.
Yeah.
Because I'm now here figuring out like, wait, I'm a little bit tired over here, but y'all didn't make this look, you know, this easy, this hard, I mean. But I'm not complaining. Once you love it, you will put up with anything that it comes with. You jump over the hurdles over and over again, and that's what I'm doing now, because ever since I was a kid, I always knew that I wanted to become an artist.
You said you wanted this since you were a kid, so what were some of your earliest memories of music?
Oh, I remember singing Whitney Houston's song, Greatest Love of All, in church. That was my very first time performing in front of an audience. I almost pissed myself, but because I was like 8 or 7 years old, but it went really well. And yeah, in church. That was my favorite memory. And another one in church where I tried to do the choir, it was not working out. I tried to do the choir in school, it was not working out. I was like, I feel like I was born to become a lead singer.
Oh, you were like, I can't do this.
I can't do this. Like, I respect y'all. I respect the sound.
You're sharp over there. You're a little flat.
But let me get my shine. So I've always felt like that until I joined another group, which I held my own notes, which I either battle between like an alto or a soprano or a tenor, while my other team members held their own notes as well. So each of us stood out in our own ways, and that's how it made me learn to harmonize.
And then you also started working on a lot of other artist projects like Christina Aguilera, Tyga, Major Lazer.
Take it anywhere you are.
How did that kind of part of your career start?
I mean, it helps me to get over my nerves, you know, because I feel like artists, they're easily intimidated by others' success, you know, not to be bad-minded, not like that vibe, but more of like intrigue, like, whoa, this is the pressure to hop on somebody like this, who is this successful in the industry, like what do I bring to the table? But you will never know until you do it, you know, and just me doing it over time and just taking on the challenge over and over and just trying to be myself, it helps that there's nothing I can't take on, you know?
And I mean, that was such a cool way to kind of start and get your career going, but what do you feel like was your big break? When do you feel like this was the moment I knew things changed?
One of the moments I knew things changed was when I did the collaboration with Kanye. I felt like that opened a whole different type of doors, you know, fashion, hip hop, you know, different artists just reaching out, you know, because I think that Kanye is like, he's cool, you know, as much as how he's artistic, he's a cool person to even look at, you know, always entertaining. So I feel like just me being associated with him, it has led me to a lot of open doors.
You're very strategic, like I can tell you're very thoughtful.
I am too thoughtful.
About your career and your decisions. So what would you feel like is the way you kind of like approach your own career when you think about planning your next steps?
Remember I just told you that I'll be making decisions yesterday and change it tomorrow?
Does your team love that?
They hate it. They're tired. They're frustrated. Like they can tell you my whole team. But you know, it makes me look at them with love because they're still here. You know, many of them could be like, nah, we tired, this girl is crazy, we out of here. But the fact that they're still here, it really shows me that they're supposed to be here, because I would never rather to choose people who easy to bail on me to go where I'm going. I want people who are gonna stay down through all the thick and thins, you know, through all the losses and the wins. And my team does that for me, and I'm just super grateful.
Can't trust people easily.
And I gotta talk to you about fashion today, because I mean, every single time I interview you, you just come pulled up like,
thank you.
Snatched every time, like just flawless and effortless. So tell me, like, what inspired this look today?
I wanted to come on here shiny like the star that I am.
Okay.
That look is from Stella McCartney. I love this brand. Always shiny because I'm a big fan of glistening stuff, but not too much. And I think that they always make it look so classy. This is what I chose today, my stylist and I.
Okay, I need to take that into consideration for myself. It's like I like a bling, but not too much.
Yeah,
No,
but not too much, and this is why we add the blazer.
Oh,
you know?
you added
It's
the
still
you know
classy.
fashion,
It's
you
still
know
classy.
things. What does fashion mean to you in general?
I feel like it's a part of expressing myself. I dress however I feel. If I feel like to come on here with a sweat today because I'm cold and I just want to be comfortable, then that's what you're gonna see me in. It's just like music. Fashion to me is an expression, you know? Just put on what you want to put on and wear it to your best.
You also might be passing a little bit of the fashion off to the son.
Yeah.
Heard you might have had him at a fashion show.
Oh,
as
yes.
well.
He's
So
very
how is
social.
he with fashion, and do you like dressing him up?
I do love dressing him up. And what I do with Rogero is I allow him to be free within his own sense of style. I will tell him that I don't like that fit, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna change it. Then he just chooses his own fit and be like, what you think about this one?
Okay.
There you go.
And do you trust him? Do you let him go with whatever he
Yeah.
decided to go with?
As long as it's not gonna look too crazy. Depends. It depends on the occasion. I will let him be a kid sometimes and just throw on some rainbow stuff. But in other times, I'm like, nah, that's not the vibes. Go change it, and he will do so. And he's really good at it too. So.
I'm glad he is, because even when I see kids in the store, sometimes I'm like, did the parent just say, you know what, I'm not doing this today?
No, I don't play that with my child. Like, I love when my child is put together. I think my child represents me as well, and me as a parent. And it shows that I really care, that I'm not gonna let my kids step out the house any type of way. You know, I take pride in that as a mom.
And one of my favorite things we talked about last time was your cooking. So now I want to ask you, does he love your cooking?
He does. He does. He used to not be a fan of it because he likes all that chicken nuggets and that fries. But
Kid stuff.
yes, but he's growing up now. He loves to cook as well.
Hello guys, I'm going to be making breakfast for my mom.
He will stand and watch me cook, or my auntie. And I did salmon the other day for him. He doesn't normally like anything with gravy or ketchup. He likes his food like dry. So I did cream salmon the other day that I posted, and he ate everything. I'm like, even the gravy? Okay, I like that. You growing up. He was like, that salmon is bomb.
Oh my God, that's so cute. And what would you say is your favorite dish to prepare for at home with him or without him? Like, what's the number one?
I love any type of fish. Yeah, I love to prepare fish or seafood overall.
And I know, of course, obviously, you have the Jamaican roots that are, I'm sure, inspiring your cooking, but what other, I would say culinary, like countries or flavors do you like to bring into your dishes?
I want to step more into the Asian cuisine.
Okay.
I've heard about this, is it Korean barbecue? I need to try it.
First of all, go over to K-Town.
Yeah, I'm yet to do so. Like, I've heard too many good things about this Korean barbecue. I need to go and have a taste for myself.
And then I just thought of something, just because it's a current contemporary thing that's happening right now, the Marley movie. So what was your thoughts?
My team just told me that it was a 2.5-hour running movie. And I was like, was it? Because I was in the theater and I was like, why did this end so soon? It was such a great movie. I did not want it to end, and I'm not joking. Like, it made me feel like I really wanted to meet this man. And for him to, pass away at 36 is just sad. Too sad.
And do you feel like it represents Jamaica in a good way?
Yes, it did. Because as soon as we heard him talk, we're like, okay, thank God. The accent is there. It doesn't sound fake.
Yeah, because he's British, right?
Yeah, and I must commend the actor because he actually made me feel like, nah, this is Bob, which is crazy. And it's no disrespect to Bob either. It's just like he played the role so good. They couldn't have choose anyone better.
And I mean, of course you've seen the film because you were involved in the Marley soundtrack. So how did that feel?
Said I remember when we used to sing.
Oh my God, I feel so honored. You know how hard it is to get into something like that. you know, Marleys are like the royalty of my country when it comes on to like music and just pioneers, So I'm super grateful that they allowed me to be a part of this movement, a part of this historic movement.
And how did you feel when they assigned you a song and you had to go in the studio and record it? What was that process like?
It's so weird that I didn't really think much about it. I just said that I'm gonna have fun, If this is for me, it's for me. There's no way I can mess it up. It's mine. however I choose to sing it, you know?
Well,
It's
you said
mine.
it's mine. I will say that
Yes.
Ziggy said, he was like, every artist that's on the soundtrack really made it their own. And that's what he loved about it, that they didn't just copy his dad.
Oh,
They made
yeah.
it special.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't go in there with the intention to copy Bob at all. I was like, this is a great song, and I want to sing it in my way and make people love it just the same.
And then now that, you know, your second project's coming out, your fans are here, they're excited to hear you. What takeaway do you want to tell your fans as this new project's coming out?
I just want them to be open-minded, you know, and be mindful that I'm an artist and I make music for everyone, you know, not just myself, not just one diaspora. I want everyone to enjoy my music. It's a very friendly album. There's something for everybody on it. So there's nothing to complain about.
Hey, well, I'm so excited and thank you for coming out and hanging at the
Thank
studio.
you for having me.